Satnam, hello. Today I wanted to share with you a wonderful interview that I did with Sat Kirtan Karkausa. She comes from Amsterdam, Netherlands, and she has been doing Kundalini Yoga teaching all over for many years. She teaches about how to be a conscious leader, right? She teaches in businesses and she teaches people to release stress, something that is very, very needed right now. So, we are going to talk about all of these subjects. But besides that, we are going to touch upon numerology. So, you're going to learn about what is the numerology of this year and how to approach this year in the most beneficial way. She's going to share with you such a powerful shabad that which can release many obstacles from your path. After she told me about this shabad, which I knew about, I was just not kind of practicing it. After that, I started practicing it, and oh my gosh, it was literally as if most of my obstacles, most of whatever, went away. Yeah, so I'm excited for you to learn about it. Well, hello, Sat Kirtan. Nice to meet
Hello.
you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes.
Happy to
Um,
be here.
yeah, I'm very excited to hear your thoughts, your opinions coming all the way from Amsterdam.
Yes.
So let's start with maybe talking about how did you get into spiritual journey and to
Uh-huh.
Kundalini yoga,
Yeah,
and
well,
why did you stay?
oh, that's a I can talk for an hour and a half on that. But no, I was always interested and always knew there was something more than the things that we, see and smell and touch. I always felt there's something else, and I was always interested in these kind of things. And when I was studying tourism, I was working at a spiritual center here in Amsterdam, and that was like, what, there were so many things. We did yoga, but also Tai Chi, and we had like every month we would come together when there was like a full moon, and then we had like one of the practices that we could choose and get to know. And I really liked that. I was like the database marketing person in that company. So I was trying to get more clients from using not only the spa, but also go to the restaurant and go to the bookstore and really, let them know that there's more than just the one thing that they would usually go to.
Mhm.
So when I was doing that, I really liked that energy. And then it took me a while. Many things happened in my life, and I had like two burnouts, and I was working first as a database marketer at an agency, and I was working really worldwide in big companies, and really, it was really this, fast world. And I was really young, and the manager, I remember, he said, "I'm going to make a big project manager out of you." I was like, okay, go ahead. I don't know. But I was really like, I really had to live up, and I didn't really feel like this was the thing that I wanted to contribute. So then I made the transitions to go to the client. So I worked at a bank for about 7 years. And during that time, my body was really, I don't know, I was 28 at the end when I was there, I guess. But my body was so aching. I was like, come on, I feel like an old woman, and I'm not. There's still the whole life is in front of me, and so, and I had everything that I felt and I thought that I should need to be happy, but I was not happy. And
Mhm.
then one day I was because I was in this program, this reintegration program, and they said, yeah, you should do more sport, and you should do this and you should do that. And then I was like jogging outside, and I was like, then I heard a voice. It said, you should become a yoga teacher. I was like, oh my gosh, what's I don't know.
Wow.
It was really, but it was really like, something that you hear. And I was like, okay, I don't know. Let's see if this is something for me, because I had this image of a yoga teacher. You should be very flexible and, be in all different poses that I was not able to. And I felt like, I think I will never be able to do this. So then I gave myself half a year. I told myself, if I still have this feeling after half a year, I will do it. And then in that half a year, I broke up my relationship. I moved back to Amsterdam, and I was like, I have nothing to lose. And that voice in my head was still there. And I was like, okay, let's
Mm.
do it. So I started to Google for a yoga teacher training, because I knew I needed to be a teacher, not just a practitioner, but I really needed to be a teacher, because otherwise I would do it for one day or 1 week and then I would stop. So I knew, no, if I'm a teacher, I have students who come and we practice together, so I should be prepared. I should know what to do. So then I found a Kundalini yoga teacher training in Amsterdam for a weekend and a month, or a Saturday in a month. I was like, okay. I think, and it was only 1 year, because I saw all these 4-year trainings, and I was like,
Oh.
that's too much. I really felt like, no, no, it's not. And I thought like, okay, maybe I should go somewhere to India, but also that didn't really resonate with me. So I felt like, okay, I can try this. And so I sent an email to the lead trainer, and it was like at the end of December. And I still remember she said, okay, do you know Kundalini yoga? So, I've never done that before, but I know I want to become a teacher. And I know I'm ready. So she invited me to come to her home, where she had like a winter solstice celebration. I'd never heard of a celebration of solstice, but I felt like, okay. So I had this bike, because here in Holland we use a lot of our bikes, and so it was rainy and cold, and I had to go through all the other way of the center. But then when I arrived, she opened the door, and I saw this big, big smile and a big turban, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's this? I had no idea. I really
What
had
am
no
I getting
idea.
myself into?
Yes. And because I come from the north of Holland, which is very, like, yeah, down to earth people, and just be normal, and then you're more than enough. And so
Mhm.
it was really like a big step for me. And then we were having food that I'd never eaten before. We were sitting on the floor, and there was this harmonium, and they were playing Dana Dana Guram Das. And I was like, come on, these words, like, how can I ever learn this? It was so far away from me. And then when I rode my bike back that night, I remember saying to myself, okay, how did I feel? It really felt weird, but my heart really said, oh, yeah, let's do this. You know what? There's nothing to lose and only to gain. So let's do this. So
Wow.
I,
What a story, if I can
yes,
interrupt you. Wow. Very different than, very different, but in some way kind of similar to what I was going through, except opposite in a way that, you know, like you heard a calling of being a teacher. I had the opposite. I didn't want to be a teacher. I just
yeah,
wanted to study.
yeah,
But similarly to you, I was worried about like I'm just gonna drop it. I didn't want to drop it, like I dropped so many things in my life,
yeah,
and and it was really amazing. I just kept going to classes and kept studying, and even now, like so many years later, here I am. I'm still practicing way more than
yes,
I ever done.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, me
so
too. I actually, I saw this message today on my Facebook. I shared something, and one of my teachers, like one of the first teachers, he's like, "Ah, you're still keeping up, so good." I was like, "Yeah," because it was like in 2004 that, 2005, so it's already a long time. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, also my mother, she was someone who would do like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I really felt, no, if I want to do this, I really want to dive deep into it. And yeah, this is what I did. And
Mhm.
I, yeah, it just happened. So,
Yeah,
and
I have one
yeah.
more question. So you just Googled, you were like you yoga teacher, right? And you had the idea of being this super flexible teacher, and then you Google and you found out that, and you choose
I just
Kundalini.
liked, I choose it because I like the name of it.
You,
I like
oh,
the
okay.
sound of it. And I like, and it was like just like short. It was only 1 year. It was,
Hmm.
I felt like this is doable. If I don't like it, it's just 1 year. Well, it's not a big deal. Not so much is going to change.
Yeah. And yeah, and that's also the name. Lots of people have a kind of like as if internal memories awaken through that name.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw someone like with a big beard, Yogi Bhajan. Now I know, but I was like, oh, that's just I really didn't relate to that. And then really when I saw my teacher with the turban, I was like, what's this? Where am I getting into? But now I love wearing it and it really feels good and I like to smile, so I really feel like okay, good. Good
Yeah.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really seems like a soul contract. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I was really I told you I had everything that, I had this big house, I had a nice relationship, we went on holidays throughout the whole world for I don't know how many times. We had all the money that we needed and still had enough. And then one day we were in Namibia on a holiday, and I was sitting listening to the frog, and they were really making a beautiful concert. And that day, the driver came sit next to me, and he said to me, "You're not happy. Why?" And I was like, "Come on, guy, you don't know me. How do you know I'm not happy? I'm really doing my best to be happy because I should be happy because I have everything that I thought I should have." And then when I really felt like, when a stranger can look through me, I'm not gonna hide and I'm not gonna pretend anymore. I'm gonna be real now. And that's
Mm,
when I really broke up that relationship and
mm,
started the path and I really opened myself for something new. Yeah.
mm. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that reminds me that as I was reading Bhagavad Gita, he says, desires, when you just live to satisfy your desires, you will never satisfy them because it just kind of creates more. Satisfying
Yes,
desires
yes,
just creates more
yes.
and more and more.
Yeah. And now
Yeah.
you also have kids. I also have. And they have it, and you think, okay, now it's ready. No, they want more. This is
Y-
what and it's so easy for us to say, but you have this, and stop desiring. But it's natural for them to desire more, and just to have that desire, not to cut them off from that. It's really, I'm trying to practice this, and I'm not saying to my daughter, it's either this or that. No, it's this and it's that. You really, we can have it all if we have this mindset.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what do you think changed then? How did you feel like you became happier? Um,
Yeah,
like,
I feel like I was having this hole in my heart. I feel like, people
mm,
could stop, put love inside, they could put anything inside, but it would just go down the drain, it feels like. And now when I feel like healed that heart, and I feel peace within myself, and yeah, my surroundings, and not everything is like going the way I would really love to see it, but I'm so in happy and so in peace with it. I know, okay, everything is going to work out for me. And I have I took Amrit in 2015, so I'm a daughter of Guru Gobind Singh, and I was like, wow, this is something so big, and
Yeah.
I feel this support so much that, yeah, I don't I feel like, this, what Yogi Bhajan always says, happiness is your birthright. Whenever, of course, there are moments when I feel like, oh, I wish things would be different, but then I remember that, and I was like, I can be so grateful for so many things
Mhm.
that, yeah, it's
Oh,
no need to be sad or jealous or whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
just accept where we are right now and really feel what is the thing that's making me happy, and just follow it and live the dreams that we have. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wrote 2 books, and I teach now here in the Netherlands, but also in China and in Russia, and all over the world. I'm like, wow. And this is the thing I love most about Kundalini Yoga, because when I stopped working at the bank, I went to do 40 days sadhana, first here in Amsterdam in a center, to kind of, I was like, okay, let's do this first. And then I went on a 40-day sadhana tour throughout whole Europe. So I didn't know people sometimes. I just knew from my teacher training or so. I was just called them. I was like, hi, this is Sat Kirtan. I'm on a sadhana tour. Would you like to do sadhana with me tomorrow morning? And they were like, oh yeah, that would be so great. I would love to pick it up again. And, I would go all Europe. I went, and I
Wow.
had the
But
most amazing encounters. And, I really feel this Kundalini yoga is not only about being able to put your leg into your neck. It's really about connecting and to open your heart and to listen and to do the things, have the courage to do things the way you feel you need to do it, and
mhm, mhm,
create your life, and
mhm.
there's so many opportunities, and just step into it
Yeah.
and drop the others, and you know it's just be happy and enjoy whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
that's beautiful. So you just called up yoga studios and you're like,
yes,
okay,
and
let's
then
do the
I
sadhana.
would say, yeah, and then some people would say, oh, you should call that person. It's like, okay,
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
do it. It was really like we have family all over the world,
Yes. Yes,
and
yes, yes.
that's,
That's how I feel like even just talking to you, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to meet a new yogi somewhere in
yeah,
Amsterdam and I'm so
yeah,
happy about it.
yeah, yeah,
So, but I also saw like you do so many amazing things teaching, right? Like you focus on business yoga.
right. Yes, yes, I wrote this book, Bye Bye Stress in 9 minutes or less. And
Mm-hmm.
then I also finished just this one, How to Become a Conscious Leader. 5 vital
Beautiful.
lessons CEOs can learn from a yogi to build trust and make an impact. Yeah, so because my yoga journey really started while I was still working at the bank. So this was, my colleagues were my first students,
Mm-hmm.
and my studio was very close to the workplace. But one day it was raining really hard, like it can rain in Holland. Like we were like, what shall we do?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we decided to move the furniture a little bit and just do the yoga at the office instead of going to my studio and get all wet. And
Oh, wow.
it was, we did that, and we finished before the cleaner made his round, and we felt so relaxed because you didn't have to change your clothes, you didn't have to go anywhere. You just need to do the exercises, and it was really a beautiful evening. All the students had that, and I was like, wow. And that's how the seed of business yoga started to grow in, yeah, within. And then I I came across the 9-minute meditations Yogi Bhajan gave, and I was like, what if we do them instead of walking to the machine and get something to snack? We can just
Mm.
do a meditation, and we can do this meditation before we start a meeting. We can do them at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day. They're so powerful. Even if don't even do the whole 9 minutes, you can do like each exercise just for 1 minute.
But what did you notice when you were teaching in the, or you are maybe still are teaching in these business settings? Like, how is
Yeah.
the yoga affecting the business, maybe, or the people?
Yeah, when you can really see, and especially at that time, I could see like some of my colleagues that really felt like, oh, they were really always only focusing on their career. They finally felt like, oh, I really want a family.
Mm.
And then they started having a family, or they felt like, hmm, I think I should work for myself. And they started their own company. So they become the CEO of themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
we had like some colleagues that were really like, and every change was so hard for them to, deal with, but they found so much power within themselves. They became change persons within
Mm-hmm.
the company. So because they dare to speak up. But for managers, sometimes this is very scary because people can leave, people can do their own
Ah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
But the ones that stay, that one, and these are the ones that you really want. I always tell them, it's okay if they leave. It's really okay because you will attract the people that come and that really want to be here. Those
Mm-hmm.
that you don't want and that really not really want to be there, you don't
Yeah,
want them in your company.
yeah.
Yeah, and in my teacher training, because now I run a teacher training how to become a business yogi. Many of my students, they are like professionals, but many also have had a burnout, and they found yoga, and then after yoga they found business yoga. So then what after my training, when they've done that, they can be the yogi at work again. They
Mm-hmm.
can integrate the yoga and the work, and that it's such a healing process to go through because you know they have so much to give
Yeah,
also with
yeah.
and but they also feel so like they really felt like, oh no, I don't never want to go back to the business world, but they have so much to bring.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if they're learning to trust themselves and trust the teachings and find a way how to bring their teachings in within their own um, environment, their own circle of influence, it really changes them. There are many yoga teachers who don't even tell on their job that they also are a yoga teacher. It's really like they have a job and they are a yoga
Mm-hmm.
teacher. Now I put on my turban. Now I'm the yoga teacher. But you're the same person,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 that's true. So kind of like integrating your work with your yoga teaching and yeah.
Yes. And then you don't, if you, it's your present that teaches.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
first, and if you can be present, it's very easy. Then people will come to you and will ask you, what is it that you have? And you don't want to say, oh, you should do this, you should do this practice. No, people should come and ask you, this, can you please help me?
So what are some of the specific teachings that you show in your book for the leaders? Like so many people, right, would like to be successful leader, business owner.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
can, the
Yes.
yoga
So
tricks help?
yeah. So I wrote like this book is based upon the 5 C's of consciousness. So I say, because in this book, the How to Become a Conscious Leader, there are not that many yoga exercises. The exercises are really in the Bye Bye Stress book. So there are the 9-minute meditations, and some other practices, but mainly these. But uh, the 5 C spiral of consciousness, it's like first you become conscious, so you know what you want and you know what you don't want, and that's very good. So you can, and that you can make a choice and you can make a commitment. That's the second C, because if you can make the commitment, you're gonna do it, and you're gonna give credit to yourself. And it's not like you have to do it. No, this is something you want to do, and that commitment gives you character,
Mm-hmm.
because it helps you to make different choices. You say, okay, no, I'm not going to eat sugar or whatever thing you're committed yourself to, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to watch my words, and I'm not going to say try, but I'm going to say do, or it's
Mm-hmm.
usually these small things, but they have a really big impact. And that character, that gives you courage to make these other choices, and to say no, or to really say what it is that you want to say. And if you do that, it's like you're living up more to your caliber. And that's the last C. And that the more often you go through it, because it's not a one time journey, it's like an ongoing journey. But you catch yourself quicker, and then you go quicker through the spiral. So that's what the book
Mm-hmm.
is based upon. And every chapter, I discuss one of these C's and one of the lessons connected to it. Yes, there's one thing that I always start with when I work with either my business yoga students or the leaders, and that's always their personal blueprint. So based upon your date of birth, I make this
Oh.
personal blueprint, and you then what it is you're here for. And we also look at the time cycles. Where are you now in your journey? What are the things that come on your path? What is the energy? And when you know that, it helps you so much
Oh,
to
so it's kind
really.
of like astrology, based on
No, it's based
astrology.
upon the Akara numerology.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Current
Yeah, I
numerology.
studied that with Namhari.
Mm-hmm.
She always does
Yes,
the forecast.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
She kind of choose me out of all her students to set up the school. So we're also, uh, yeah, spreading this. So if you want to learn more about Akara numerology, it's so important and so interesting, because we all know the 5 basic numbers. When you do the training, you learn these 5 basic numbers and the 10 bodies. This is like the basic. But then in between these numbers, there are intermediate calculations
Mm.
that explain. Because maybe you think, oh, I don't have this negative body within me, or I don't have the 10. But then if you look at the numbers, and within the numbers, and you
Oh,
connect all the numbers, you can find it usually. And that gives
wow.
so much clues, because the 5 numbers is really basic, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if you want to coach, or want to understand more why things happen, then you have to look at the specific numbers and on the specific places. For example, if you take,
Yeah, I
like,
have a question. Hold on. Let me
yes,
just start from beginning
yeah,
because like I don't have much experience with numerology. I know a little bit, right? But not much.
mm,
More in more of astrology. I have experience in that, uh, but it is fascinating because it's based on your date of birth and
only
on
date
like
of birth.
what about like the date that it's current date? You can do numerology like that. You mix it.
Yes, 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 you can. So you can look on your date of birth, and then you can look at the date. like this day also has, you have a personal year, but it's also personal day. So then, for example, and if the day of the number for today is like, if it's connected to your challenge number, then it can be a challenging day for you.
Oh.
Is it connected to your gift number? Then it's like, wow,
Oh.
so then you can do this per month, per year, but also
Oh.
per day.
Maybe, let's see, maybe you can tell us something about this year, numerology of this year.
It's interesting
Yeah?
because if we look at like 2023,
Mm-hmm.
so the 23 is like the gift number. So that's the significant number. It's a 5. And if you do the whole 2023, it makes a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the fifth body, which is connected to the earth. And it's the seventh body, the aura, which is connected to the water. So there will be like a lot of things happening on earth with water.
Mm.
So and things can be slippery because this is something to be careful, to be, yeah, that it's
Mm-hmm.
things can
Mm-hmm.
slip from your tongue.
Mm-hmm. Because it's
Things
like
can, and
earth mixed with water
yes,
creates
water
mud.
makes
Okay.
mud. Yes, so it will be like we're still in the mud a little bit, right? And the 7 is also very much the year of trust. So it's very important to feel and to
Mm.
take the time. Can I trust this person? Can I trust myself? Can I trust this process? Can I, this is what you see all in the whole world. People don't trust their governments anymore. And also, there's a lot of trust issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the one that we can trust, or learn to trust at least, is yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
And this is the most important thing. And already from COVID, we're really put back to ourselves. And this year, it's really important to be honest with yourself and
Yeah.
to listen to
Oh.
yourself, and to really, the 7 also needs a lot of time by itself. It's a very social energy, but you have to be really, it's also like your aura, so it's around you. So be aware of what you're attracting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
as you are saying, what I'm kind of seeing is that we actually, what we prefer lots of times is to trust, or we want to trust others, we want to trust external things, and we blame others if we can't
uh
trust them, but we avoid trusting ourselves. Like
definitely,
that's
yes.
something, and I see it sometimes even on myself. It's like I would rather trust maybe some kind of institution, right? Or even like when you take, for example, being self-employed and having a job, right? It's like
Uh-huh.
you're putting your, instead of having your trust in yourself as self-employed
Yes,
person, you are
yes.
putting the trust in this
In the
organization,
company,
in the
yes.
company. Yeah, that, oh, they will pay me, and oh, it just
Uh-huh.
feels nice, right?
Yes.
So maybe the process is to bring the trust to the person, to yourself.
Yes. And this is your basic. If you have this trust of yourself, if you can trust yourself, if you can trust your words, your deeds, and doesn't mean that you have to be very rigid, but just be very wise with yourself and know, because the 7 is the knower. It's the inner knowing. You know. So just take this time, and you don't need to take hours, but when you start your day, start listening, feeling, connecting to yourself. And it's also, the 7 is also the number of happiness. And so, really do the things that make you happy. And I love wearing my turban, and people always ask me, what does it do and why do you wear it? And I always say, okay, it helps me to just let things go and really connect to myself. And I always feel like, we also have this meditation, right? You can throw everything away with, but I really feel like, only focus on the things that I are important to me, and I'm not gonna look to all the other things. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna waste my energy. I've I've done that long enough, and I know it's not gonna help me.
Mhm.
It's not helping me. And if it's not
Mhm.
helping me, how can I help others?
Well, okay, let's talk about what are your favorite practices? Like, what is something that you always come back to? Do you have a special experience with one of the meditations or kriyas or yeah?
There's so many, but there's one that I really like. There's a really nice story also. I don't know if you know the Shabad gang.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the sword, and it cuts through all negativity, and it's just a very powerful from Guru Gobind Singh mantra or Shabad. And one of my friends, she organized this 2.5 hour session, and she had two musicians coming, me and another, but I was just like the backup musician, so I wasn't really prepared. But then that day, I was in the circle, there were all people, but the two musicians, the other ones didn't show up, and I
Oh.
was like, okay. I'm not really prepared, but I have a little melody that came through me because I cannot play other. I don't know. My name is Sat Kirtan, so I think I can only play my own kirtan coming through. So I was playing something, and after 2.5 hours, I really had a nice tune, and it was really we understood the words because it's quite hard to pronounce it as well. And then I started touring with this Gang. I went
Yeah.
to all different studios, and I do it online, and it's such a powerful
Mm.
words that, yeah,
Well, you
that's,
mentioned Guru Gobind Singh before. Maybe we can. I do want us. I would like you to explain a little bit this Shabad, and also maybe talk about your relationship with Guru Gobind Singh.
yeah,
Um, I admire him. He had a very tough position, right? And
right,
but a lot of his Shabads are so energizing and so full of courage and
yeah.
yeah, well,
Yeah, the one that's most known is Govinda Mukhande from the Jap Sahib.
yeah.
That's one of, and Chatur Chakravarti is also from that. I don't know. I just feel this this strong connection. It's also the 10th guru. I have a 10 in my numbers as well, and I just feel like, when I look at all the gurus and I look at their lives, and I this is always the one that speaks to me the most. And
Mm-hmm.
he's the one who, like, he was the 10th guru, and he said after me, he bowed. He made the khalsa, so the five panch pyare, the five beloved ones. He created them, or they stood up from the crowd. He was like, would stand there with his sword on a big field, and who is ready to give his head? And
Mm-hmm.
then no, everyone's like, I don't know, but five people stood up, and he would cut the head off, and then later on, miraculously, it came back up, and they were dressed as khalsa, and they were really this powerful
So he
five.
cut their heads off.
Yes.
Oh wow, and I didn't know the story. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and then he takes them into a little tent, and you hear just the sound of the sword, and he comes out with the sword with full of blood, and then, who, I want another head, he said, and then like the next one stands up, but at least and then at the end he has five, because there are like five fingers on our hands, so he's like, okay, if we have five, oh, everywhere where there are five people together, you you have like the pant, the, I don't know how to say this, but you have everything. You have all the elements. You have,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, the five tattvas. It's just, the
Mm-hmm.
five is a very powerful number. So, but then once he'd done that, he said, okay, he presented these five to the crowd. There was like a, I don't know how many, but yeah, thousands of people were there gathered, and he was just showing them the five the punch, and then he would bow to these five.
Mhm.
And he said, because he said, you are now the pant, and he would give, like he said, okay, there's not going to be a living guru or another guru after me. It's like the Siddhi Guru Grant is now your living guru. And
Wow.
yeah, it's a beautiful story, and it's really
Wow.
like this. I don't, yeah,
Yeah.
you feel so much
Yeah.
power from
Oh,
it.
so much power because yeah, it's like they were willing to sacrifice everything for him, right?
Yes,
Which
yes.
not many people will do. And
No,
and
no.
yeah, and in that act and in that kind of resolution of sacrificing, um, because many cultures have human sacrifice actually,
Yeah.
and it's kind of similar principle that in that act of sacrificing you are actually reclaiming your infinite soul.
Hmm.
You say, you know what,
Yeah.
this is just a body,
This is just a body. Yeah. Right.
and it's like
Yeah.
as if they reclaimed. That's a
Hmm.
beautiful story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So and then Jetegang.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. How-
And
Yes,
Yatigang is
because
like,
you are very much. Now I see you're very much like this. You cut through any obstacles, right?
right. Yes. That's, yeah, I really feel that. And it helps. So Yatigang is like the ode to the sword. I don't know the exact, but it's Kagakanda Bihandan, Kaladalakandan, Ataranamandan, Barbandan. So it's really like you're like in this marching energy. And then it's, so there are like three lines of that. And then Jaya Jajakaran, Sistiubaran, Mama Pratparan, Jategang. It's really like Jategang. So you can really feel like you're cutting through. And yeah, one of my friends, he made like a celestial that you really cut through, like you just at this, your arms are like the sword, so you really stand like this. I usually play my harmonium, so I don't do this too much, but it's like you're cutting through all negativity, and this is what we can do. And this is,
Mm-hmm.
I when I do this, I always see myself sitting, and if anyone listens to me this and thinks like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do, but I always see myself sitting on a stage somewhere within a company, and I see myself doing this with all the people from work. I've done it on many yoga festivals, but I have not done it yet in a company. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm I see it myself doing it, so it will happen one day.
You
And
mean you are actually doing it, or that you just have this idea of like you're sitting there and cutting?
yeah, yeah. When I do it, I see myself in on a stage doing it as well within companies. And I've done it on yoga festivals where people are already kind of known to it. But I
Mm-hmm.
also want to bring this into the companies because there's so much negativity, and we can just cut through it and just break free and let go and enjoy and
Mm-hmm.
just let's, create something beautiful.
Yeah.
And
So would you recommend it if people feel like there is a
a
obstacle
blocked.
or block? So
Yes,
for blocks,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. If you
Whether it's
think
like an ego block or okay, mental
any
block.
block, any block, any
Okay.
negativity that you feel from yourself, from people around you, from your past life, from your parents, whatever negativity there is, this one will cut through it, and you will not be so much affected by it. You won't rewrite your history. The history will be the same, only the way you look at it will be different. So you will feel liberated from it. And that's what we want, right? We want to be
Mm-hmm.
liberated.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. So
this
yeah,
is the
so I'm
team
sure now
I
everybody wants to do it.
great.
How can they do it? Like should just sitting in meditation. I know lots of times people are like, yeah, I want to practice this shabad, but should I just sit? And I guess the
Yeah,
answer is yes.
this one you can do either. You can do it sitting, you can do it lying, you can do it walking. So
Oh.
you can, because and all it, and if you do it often enough, it will be with you, and it will be like your protection.
Mhm.
So do
Mhm.
it whenever you feel, when you're not feel safe, you can just say, I one of my friends, she's doing it once she goes to school. She's a teacher, and she said, on my way to school, I sing this and I visualize this, so I have this protection around me, so I can just be there.
Mhm.
So whenever you feel like you need some extra protection, now we have all these beautiful mantras and all these beautiful things. And if you don't know the whole thing, you just say jate gang, jate gang, jate gang. All that will also work. And
Yeah.
you can listen to. There are so many beautiful versions of it that you can use. And yeah,
Or
it's
like you
just
are doing, imagining yourself cutting through things.
yes, yeah, it's really cut through and
But
use
like
your
you
art.
showing it this way, this is how you, I just want to
No,
get
we
it.
do it.
Like,
It's like it goes
oh,
up.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
up, like the sword is, and then you go first up, and then you go side, and then you go down,
Okay.
and you so up, side, and down, uh, and yeah, it's
Oh,
really
that's nice.
yeah, and it's really like you can imagine. I always say to do it maybe for 11 minutes and just focus on one thing, not let all the things come, but focus on one thing that's really bothering you, and then you do another session, do the next thing, but don't try to mix it up, because then it's really, I feel
Hmm.
it's more powerful. But
Hmm.
whatever works for you works.
Yeah. Any favorite recording?
um I like the one from Charlie Kalajata.
Oh,
They're good, yeah,
Jardikala.
but there's so many. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great. We got this.
Uh,
um, Powerful. Yes, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna start practicing it. Definitely.
yeah,
Although I have
and
my list of things, but it's okay.
I know, yeah, we're all, yeah, I also organized a yoga festival here in the Netherlands. And we just from a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we went to France to record a celestial with the last pari of Japji, the Salok, and we also did a celestial communication, and we just released our video will be released very soon,
Oh.
because we will always do like a 40-day challenge before the festival,
Mhm.
and then to already learn the mantra, and so we can sing it on the festival, and we have all these like nice extra things. And
Mhm.
that's also like, if about talking about liberating the soul, the Japji is also so very powerful. And this slok, when you sing it, when you look at the words and the meaning of it, it's really like, your faces start shining. And it's you we talk about the Mother Earth and the Father Sky, or Father Water, I think. Air is the Guru. So it's all there. And it's so, if we look at the meaning, there's so much depth of it. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing
I
how
love Japji. Yeah, and I do it like
yeah.
I do it like 11 repetitions of each pori every day, like different pori. I split it up, and but
Yeah,
I always do translation as well, so that I know. Yeah, because
that
I
you know
think
what
the
the meaning is.
translation is, yeah,
Yeah,
very
that's
beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah. I do. I start my day now. This is my Kriya now. I do 25 for 25, and then do this longevity Kriya. So you sit like this, one three
Mm-hmm.
minutes, and then you add the other, and then at the end. So and I feel like it's time to give myself a new life. So that's
Yeah, you know, we just finished 40 days of 25th pori.
yeah.
Yes, yes,
I love
yes.
this one.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
So yeah, we got through the practices. Um, yes, so it seems that like Kundalini yoga in Europe is doing pretty well. Like especially in Amsterdam, I saw Sat Kirtan was there for some kind of festival, and then you guys have really good European yoga festival, and you've been
Right.
yeah, here it kind of got disconnected a little bit. I
Hmm.
don't know if you
Yeah.
guys feel the disconnection there.
Well, here what we feel is people they started more doing their own things. So some started, yeah, but we still are together and we still practice. And it's, I feel like the practice and is even become deeper and more personal. It's not like some like the teacher
Yes.
tells you to do. Like like I said, we do the festival here also in the Netherlands, and I really felt like last we do it now 2 times a year, and the last circle we had was like an we call it was the first time we call it an Aquarian tantric meditation circle. So it wasn't white tantric because
Mm-hmm.
we were not sitting in lines, but we sat in a circle, and we had teachers from all the different schools sitting
Mm-hmm.
together, like monitoring.
Wow.
Yeah, because I really felt like, people are like they are from that school, they're from that school, and it was really like what we also see in the world, very polarized. And oh
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't want. But there we had like four teachers in the circle leading the meditations step by step. So it was really a teamwork, and we had monitors from the other schools, and it was really like all together. And because usually on a festival what you do, you have all these different kind of workshops and everyone chooses their own, but I felt like no, we need to be together, meditate together, sit together,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
from there we can, you know go out again, and but we can look each other in the eyes and see, okay,
Yeah.
I am you and you are me.
That's
And
something I've been trying to do in New York, and it's haven't happened yet. Hasn't happened yet.
it will
Yeah,
happen.
maybe it will. Maybe, yeah, because
Yeah, if yeah,
everybody's
we can
like
talk
in their
about
own
it. Yeah.
bubble,
Yes,
and
but if you create something like this, like a real intense meditation day and focus on meditation, focus on the practice. We don't want all the politic things and we're sick and tired of all of that. So every time we try to organize something where there's a lot of talking, no one shows up. But if you organize something where the practice is central, everyone comes.
yeah,
We
because
want
people want we want to practice. Yeah,
we want to practice. We don't want to all this.
yeah, talk,
Yeah,
talk, talk. Okay, yeah, very
yeah,
good. That's a good. That's a very good advice. Thank you so much.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's,
Well,
and it's needed also. I
yes,
think it's healing. Yeah, yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Because people still love to practice. People love even, I think they love the practice even more. I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
in a maybe in a different way, but they feel a little bit more less restricted. I feel they're more free within their practice, but they do it within their own flow. And I always say that you have to adapt it to what you can do. And then, if you can do 1 minute and you can do that every day, that's totally great. Then maybe later on it will be 2 minutes or 10 minutes, but no problem. Just fix your 1 minute or
Yeah.
3 minutes,
Yeah.
because if
And
you
as you're
start with two and a
saying
half
that,
hour, it's, you know, it's just,
yeah.
we love doing that, of course, but it's just not the
Yeah,
time
because
anymore.
there was like a rigidity in Kundalini Yoga. It's like, oh, it's written 7 minutes and I can't change it and it has to be this way. But really, like in this past few years, I started seeing that, you know what, this is about me, right? This is not
Yes.
about this piece of paper where it's written over here. It's about
Mm.
how I am feeling, and I want to feel good, and I am the authority here. Excuse
Right.
me.
Yes. Yes. Be the CEO of your own life, right?
Yeah, yeah. And these are the practices to help. They are tools. They're not some kind
Yes.
of boxes we have to fit ourselves. And when I started understanding Kundalini Yoga in this way, it's like my teaching changed, and
Right.
students got so much more from it because it's
Mm.
like I see them as people that are trying their best, not just trying to do some kind of perfection or doing perfect 11 minutes of this and that, and everybody's pushing their own limits, right? Everybody's
Yes.
going through their
Yeah.
own.
Yeah. We really should take care of ourselves and be grateful for what we can do.
Mm.
And
No.
then, if you are going from this uh, attitude, you will make time because it's something that you want to do. It's not something that you should do or have to do or someone told you to do. No, this is something I want to do. I want to
Mhm.
wake up for this and I want to end my day with it because it makes me feel good. And this is the only thing that's important, the only thing. So whatever anyone else says, it's not important. And we have to learn this, that that's not important. It's important how you feel, how it makes you feel, and what
Mhm.
you can do.
Mhm.
And then, you will see what happens
Yeah.
and what comes from it. And what I've seen with my people, it's really amazing that, just to give them that space, that openness,
Mhm.
that love, because it's love, right?
Yes.
We're doing the practice so we feel better, we feel more happy, we feel more healthy. And everyone has their own body and their own way to come to this point.
Mhm. And their
Uh,
time, their own time. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of adjusting the teachings or creating my own teachings. I don't believe that that's not my part. I like this lineage and I trust the teachings. And I know they work for me. And there are so many. I haven't explored them all, so I don't
Yeah.
feel the need to create my own.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly, exactly. There are just so many you can, yeah, and some of them work exactly perfectly as they are, right? Like,
yeah,
and it's,
yeah,
and actually for those I do have to, even you see, when I see a student doing it incorrectly, it's like you have to tell them because the energy, there is a one way the energy flows and it will flow
yeah,
better if
yes,
you
yeah,
do it
yeah. Of course, you
correctly.
can. Yeah, of course. But it's align yourself with these teachings and align your students, help them to align them with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so any favorite, I still want to, you know what? I want to ask you a little bit more about numerology because I have this feeling you were talking about number five, but for
Oh yeah.
me, personally, number five just kind of comes up as like a negative number, as a number of change, as a number like a lot of times in tarot, number five is like the worst card. I don't know if you know
Mm.
tarot. It's
Yeah,
like
a little. Yeah.
a disagreements or poverty or like some kind of like a upheaval, and
Mm.
that's my association with it. So I just want to hear your association, what you
Yeah,
say
yeah.
about number
All
five.
right. Yeah, the number five, I forgot. So yeah, that's our gift number, and the number five is our physical body. So you will, your physical body will tell you, and it is your teacher, and especially this year because the five is also the number of the teacher.
Mm,
So anything that's not aligned within you, whenever you will feel it within your body. And if you do not feel it right away or you don't respond to it, your body will show it a little bit better, a little bit bolder. So, it's good to have this seven because that's like going inside, listening, the sunya, and then listen to your body. Where do you feel the discomfort? What is it? What does it want to tell you? And really work out your body, make it sweat, but also allow it to relax because we have been working very hard. We come from the four, which is really the hard work, And now we are able to relax. So relax your body. Go like to the sauna or swim, or you like really take care of your body because it needs it. And if
Mhm.
not, you will you will notice.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
that's the five. It's the body, but it's also the teacher, and it's also the change, what you said. It is the number of change, and everything is changing. And it's also the throat chakra, so it has to do with communication. So be
Mhm.
aware of what you say, how you say it, and also learn to speak your own truth. It's really time to not keep it, not feel blocked here, but
Mhm.
open up.
Mhm.
You are allowed to speak your truth. And this is what we see more and more. We see people coming out. We people feel this,
Mhm.
and they know it, and they, if you have this trust within yourself and feel, okay, I have my place here on this earth. I know I am the master of my space, and I can do this. I can be and do and be truthful to myself. So I need to speak my truth.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
this is what we will
Yeah.
see.
Okay, well, that's
And
very
this is our challenge
inspiring.
also.
Oh, yes, it's yeah, 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 because it's like
It's
when you don't do that, then that's when you see the
then you feel it in your
hiccups
body,
and you
right?
feel
If
it
you,
in your body. And so,
yes,
what is the relationship? Because, okay, so it's number five, that's two and three together,
yes,
and then seven is the whole number. How is
right.
what's the relationship between these two? Like, what's the more important?
Um, well, they're both important, of course, but um, it's like the one is influencing the other. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a number. So
Mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm,
the 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 five is the number this year, and the seven is the influence. So it's been influenced by our aura, by the water, by the silence. So if you, that's why I said, if you to learn to speak your truth, you go inside first, because you need to know and listen to your own wisdom. Otherwise, how can you speak your own truth if you don't know your truth? You're just talking what everyone else talks. But no, it's a time to learn to meditate, to go inside, to listen, to find this truth within yourself. Just trust yourself, and then you can do all that. You can, and yeah, then this, it will really manifest in the way.
mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, okay, yes, 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 that makes
And don't be
sense.
afraid for change.
Mm-hmm.
It is the year of change. So everything is changing, and changes are going fast. And it's also, the five is also like the adventurous. So it, some
Mm-hmm.
changes are, we don't know, but it's
New
like
landscapes.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and traveling, the world is open again. We're ready to travel again. So but we're not only traveling here, we're traveling everywhere, right? We can travel in space, we can travel in our mind, we can travel in our body. So travel and
Mm-hmm.
have that joy of this. Why? Just,
Mm-hmm.
these new things to
Mm-hmm.
explore.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
feel, when you feel stuck, move your body, move yourself, and
Yeah.
don't stay stuck. It's really
Okay.
good
Yeah.
to
Move the
move.
body.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
this
that
is
is a good
the year
advice.
to move.
Travel, move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Be
yeah. And if you
physical in
cannot
some
travel
way.
somewhere, you can travel inside. I
Yeah.
studied tourism, and the most I love traveling, but when you travel inside, you come to these heights and these depths within. I was like, wow, I didn't know all of this. It was,
Tourism, you said? What did you?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Because
but
I do like hypnosis and past life regression. So
uh,
you go and travel inside, and that's so
yes,
exciting. The world
right,
inside, people think meditation is boring, but the world in meditative mind is exciting.
Exciting, right? There's so much to explore.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and to find even solution and to find yeah, answers to any question.
Answers, yes, yeah, yeah. Because it's all inside,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
we know, but or at least we know, but we don't always trust that we
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
and we don't always trust our inner voice because that voice is so silent or so sweet and so soft because
Yeah.
all the other voices are so loud. And this is why, the Kirtan Kriya, we just finished a 40-day sadhana with this. And it's just so amazing that, you first say it out loud and then the whisper and then the silence and then again the silence and the whisper and the out loud. And you can really feel. And also, if you know that your fingers have so much space in your brain, that it's so easy to understand that this really helps to go with the change and
Mm.
to be the change. And because change is happening, and
Yeah.
you cannot stop the change, but to go with that flow and to find your flow and to feel
And trust the
that you can
flow.
trust the
Yeah.
flow. This is, I really, it's such an easy meditation, but it's a very powerful one. So I love
Yeah.
to do this as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Kirtan Kriya. And I like how you connected it with being able to hear your own inner voice, because that voice is what we always push aside. It's like the first voice. Oh, because it's my idea. I'm
Yeah.
making this up. It's like, no,
No,
you're not making this
your ideas.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is your voice. This is your
Yeah.
life. Respect
Yeah.
that voice. This is your
Yeah.
genius talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing how we got lost and driven away from that voice, and now we're going back. We can hear it, not all the time,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we understand the importance of it again.
Because,
Or not
yeah.
everyone, but more and more people waking up
Yeah.
and knowing that, and yeah, finding tools
Because it's hard
to
to say, like, which one is the right voice, which one is the one I should listen to, because, we often argue in our minds, right?
yeah.
We are
But
pulled in different directions.
how to know which one is correct? Because I learned this. The one that is your real inner voice is that one that's making you happy.
Mm. Mm. There you go. Inner voice is making you happy. That one, that's the one to listen to.
That's the one to listen to.
Like the one that you feel ease when you
Yeah,
think about it.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Very beautiful, Sat Kirtan. So, um, yeah, any books that you would recommend? Doesn't have to be any spiritual books, but anything that you found inspiring, or that spoke to you on your spiritual journey, that help you see new.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I I wrote a few books, but when I see a book, I always look at the title, and then the title is usually enough for me to be inspired. I don't I
Ah,
I'd like to read, but right now, since I have got kids, I don't read too much. So, but I have a lot of books just on my table, and
yeah.
I see the title, and I'm like, okay, this is all I need to know. It's
Oh,
this,
yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah. Like there is that book called "Obstacle is the Way." You
Yeah.
know that book by Ryan Holiday? And I started reading the book. I didn't. Okay, it was okay, but I think the title is doing all the work. Oh
Yes.
wow, that's so
Yes.
interesting that the title is like doing the work for
Yeah.
you.
And I had like, I like to look at them, and it's like, yeah. I do read a lot of children books, and
Mm,
of course, um,
mm,
but
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like. Of course, there are many books that really touched me. I don't know if you know the book. It's written by um, Abraham Hicks or Esther Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this about the law of attraction, and it's
Mm.
like a children book, and it's so nice
Oh.
to read. And
Oh
so
yeah,
I try to, and there's also another one that I like to read to my son. It's about the um, seven habits of happy kids.
Ah.
You know, it's based upon the teachings from Stephen Covey, and I like to kind of use that to inspire my kids to bring it a little bit, yeah,
Oh, that's a good
openness. And
idea. I'm going to look into that.
yeah, it's a really,
Abraham Hicks for kids.
yeah, it's the book is called Sarah and her feathered friend or something.
Mm-hmm. And
I
her
think
feather
this is
friend.
how I can translate it from Dutch. And
Mm-hmm.
then the second part is Sarah and Seth. Yeah, also the other one is really nice. It's from the son of Stephen Covey. He
Mm-hmm.
wrote it, The Seven Habits of Happy Kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's based upon the seven habits of, yeah, highly effective persons. And it's like, you know, you have this win-win situation inside, and it teaches them, but in a very easy and relaxed way, and not pushing or anything. No, it's just
Mm-hmm.
inspiring, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, children's books have actually some of the most beautiful messages.
Yeah.
If we could just remember them when we grow up, right?
Yeah.
And I often think
Right.
about like, yeah, giving my daughter all this education and seeing the shows and that really help them grow. And then she goes into real world and it's like, not many people act like that,
Right.
and
Yeah.
she kind of has to find her own way.
Yes. This is
That was my big disappointment in life that I expected
mm,
world to be like, like they try to instill this in you as a child, but then it's like,
yeah, life is a little different, right? But it's
yeah.
good that you have this feeling that
Yes.
you can go back to it. You
Yeah,
know, that
exactly.
you
Because
know it the world is still good, and you still can trust the people are good, and maybe circumstances make them act in a way that you feel like, I don't really like this. But if you know from your heart and from your gut feeling that, yeah, people are nice, and they always want the best for you.
hmm yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And to like bring that feeling back. Yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah.
even, help it spread out a little bit because eventually it becomes our job to make sure that these good habits or good values don't go away. They can easily go away if no one cares about them.
Yeah, I don't think about that.
Okay, yeah.
No, yeah, but you know, I don't. I've had worries about that, but now I don't. I really don't think about that anymore. I know, I know it's within me, and I know I see it around me, and I see it in the people. You know, I really love this quote: if you cannot see God in all, you can't see God at all. So I really like to look at people like that, see God in all. And there's some that are really hard, but I do try my best to see God in that as well. And yeah, that
Yeah.
helps me to be, yeah,
hmm
like an uplifter, uplift myself. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's like the more you look for it, the more you see it. If you look for the bad, you're gonna see the bad, of course.
Yes, yeah, yeah, and then you're gonna spread the bad as well, and it's
Yeah.
okay, because you know, when you think about the bad, your soul knows the good, so that's
Mm.
also sprouting. So you don't need to worry about. So yeah, I used to worry a lot, but now I don't worry so much anymore. I just feel this peace within, and I feel like, yeah, you know, everything is working out, and there's such a big plan made for us. Let's just enjoy it and focus really on our joy and do our best. I do my best to give myself this highest priority and see what comes and enjoy what comes, and yeah, live
Mm-hmm.
like that. And not, it doesn't mean that, I don't take responsibility for things. No, I take responsibility for how I feel, and I really want to feel good. And
Mm-hmm.
if everyone would do that, you know give yourself, you're feeling good, if you make that your own personal highest priority, then you don't need to come to me and
Mm-hmm.
make me help you feel good, or go to somewhere. No, you can do this by yourself. This is,
Mm-hmm.
grow up,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what you got to do.
So, okay, where can people find you? Um,
uh they can go bust they can go to my website, www.
wait, that's how you say it? Okay.
It's funny. At www dot investinyoga.com, because I started my company while I was still working at the bank, and I was like, if we should invest in yoga, that
Oh,
would be a good idea. So,
yeah, yeah.
and I, yeah, so,
That's
and
how I look at my sadhana. It's my daily investment.
yeah, yes, yes, and you put it on your own account, right? No one is
Hmm.
ever going. If the bank is going to bankrupt, it doesn't matter. You have put this into your own spiritual account,
Yeah. And
and
there's no inflation and there is no.
no, it only gets more, right? Yeah, you can't take it off, and yeah, no, this is
So
so yeah,
invest in yoga, very nice.
in
Dot
yeah
com.
in yeah,
And
invest
you
in
teach
yoga.com.
like I looked at your website and you teach some really amazing stuff for the leaders in
Yes,
21st
I have a
century.
Yes, I have a course, or like a real program for leaders to become a conscious leader, because, I really feel this time we as leaders need to stand up, and we need to learn to speak our truth, and we need to learn, and the ones that we lead, to speak our truth and be comfortable with that,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
to trust that process, to trust ourselves, and to trust the people that want to work with us, that feel attracted to be with us, to be on our team. And if they're not, it's okay. We need to trust that that's okay. We don't try to, we have to let go of the control,
Mhm.
and that's for leaders a really big thing. We need to
Mhm.
learn that we can speak our truth, that we cannot put anything under the table. Everything that's there, it will come to the open. So it's like
Mm.
it's a whole new paradigm.
Mm.
That's so leaders are
Yeah.
really like, how? And things are moving so fast.
Mhm.
How can you
Wow.
catch up?
Yeah, I'm
Right?
sure many
So
people
you
would
need
find it
you
helpful.
you need a strong nervous system. You need to understand, you need to know how your third eye works. You
Mhm.
need to know how your intuition works, and you need to learn to trust this. And
Mhm. Mhm.
many have kind of forgotten that, and
Mm.
try all kinds of methods, and
Mhm.
be in the
Mhm.
system, but the system is not working out for them,
Mm.
especially if they want to stay in business.
Yeah.
Also, like
In
after
the
the
new
change,
age,
the
yeah.
new age, we're in this Aquarian age, and we need new leaders. And that's why, you know I felt like, can I be that leader? But yes, I am that leader, and I can really help you to get that inner peace, so and you can learn to listen to your own inner guidance. Because if you're connected to that, you're more powerful than everyone who's not connected, and who is trying and
Mhm.
holding on to old systems
Mhm.
that might still work a little bit, but it will not last for long. you
Mm-hmm.
need to hold on to yourself, to your soul, to your wisdom, to your the
Yeah.
people that are around you, that in your team. Really hold on to each other and make it happen together. And that's
Yeah.
the way how, yeah, this is, it's not something you just do one workshop and you're there. It's
Mm-hmm.
really a process. So I take people on a journey for at least a year, and we really work together. Very intense, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really like
Mm-hmm.
the ones that I've been working with is, my dreams are coming true now, and I feel so much peace. And it's peace within themselves, but also peace within their families, peace within their company. And I see them grow. I see them like do the things that they really want to do, and yeah, also transform their business that it fits with them
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
yeah,
lots of
sometimes
times we
you,
have ideas, but they are not actually
yeah, they're nice
aligned with
ideas.
us.
Yeah, yeah. So we bring everything back into alignment, and that's a whole process. It takes a while,
Yeah.
and it yeah. We first need to really learn that trust, and trust ourselves. Trust that together we are a match, and that we're gonna do this. But
Mm-hmm.
once you have done that, wow, there's like this whole new world is opening for them, this whole new space, and it's so much joy to work with them. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I really love doing this.
Wonderful. Yes. So yeah, people
Yes,
can see that they have this workshop, and then you do numerology. We'll put a link. We'll find out
yes,
more about
yes,
that.
yeah. But it seems like it's a lot of different things, but for me it's all comes together. It's
Yeah.
all, yeah, it because people always say you do so many. I was like, yeah, I know, but it
Yeah, no,
always
but they're, yeah, I feel the same. It's no one says it here. But
no.
because, yeah, I'm sure you have to, like, if you want to help someone be a better leader, you give them whatever tools you have, and that numerology is a tool for them to
Yes, yeah.
understand. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and it's really one of the basic. It's like our starting point, because from there, it's not something you cannot read from the books. It's written there. It's a system. It's like a science, and your date of birth is something you cannot change,
Mm-hmm.
and almost everyone knows their date of birth, so it's
Mm-hmm.
really like it applies to everyone, because there's so many of these tests you can do, like personality test, and you can fill that in the way you want, and you say, oh, I'd like to look like this a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
you can influence it, but the date
Mm-hmm.
of birth is something you cannot influence. And what's coming out is, it's really how you are, and of course how you go through life. That's something, you know if we were both born on the same date, we can still have total different kind of lives, because we have different environments, we pick up different things, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but in the essence we are then the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Our whole life almost. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But we have more, like, we have this, yeah, like you mentioned, gift. We have like these kind of locked areas within ourselves that we can keep opening.
yeah.
Well,
And depending on your environment, where you started out, what things happen to you, some go faster, because yeah, through life and through the experiences, and some stay, like every number has a negative pole and a positive pole.
mm,
So some stay longer in this negative polarity, and some have this, yeah, people around them or environment around them, that they can, or this connection with themselves, that they are able to go to the positive polarity sooner,
mm, mm,
or
mm,
go back. And this is,
mm-hmm,
it's not
mm,
like once you're there. No, you can come back, and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
life. It's like this sea of moving, and
like a
nothing is,
seesaw. Yeah.
yeah, we're everything is moving all the time. We think this body is like this solid thing, but also this is moving. So
Yeah.
nothing is ever still.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other teacher training that I have is my KRI certified. I'm very proud of it. Uh, teacher training.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that was a long process, but also nice. So I teach Kundalini yoga teachers how to bring Kundalini yoga into businesses and also build your business around it,
Mm.
with it. So
Mhm. Mhm.
so you can be the yogi at work, and you can be like a yogi that's not doing anything just for 25 euros, but really
Mhm.
you can live from it, and you can really live your life you want to live it. And
Mhm.
so that's
Mm.
the things that we do, and it all comes back that, you know, you are the creator of your own life, and you create it the way you want it.